Being my second year in the UK, there are a couple of things that I regret not knowing before I moved over to the UK. Some of these things are things I really wish someone told me about or somebody advised me about the UK and everything. Some of the misconceptions and the myths. I really wish some persons had told me about this before moving to the UK. And I'm going to be sharing all this with you so that you can plan better and you have more opportunities when you move over to the UK. Do watch this video to the end and you'll be very glad you did. Welcome again to my channel. To all the returning subscribers, thank you so much for all you do. This being one of the first official videos I'm making in this year, I want to actually take out time to appreciate all who has supported me by subscribing. Over 900 subscribers, being a newbie in this YouTube show. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for always sharing, liking the videos. Thank you so much for the love, the support. The support is really massive. Thank you so much. And if you're yet to subscribe and you've been watching my videos, you've been gaining some information you need and you've been able to share to one or two persons, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't bite. You can click on the subscribe button. That's how you really let YouTube know that you like the content I share and that it's been helpful to you or anyone you know. So don't forget to click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you, and you can always like the videos because it helps you to recommend it to other persons that the videos would be of great help to. Back to what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. The first thing I wish I really knew before coming to the UK was how lucrative skills can be in the UK. When I mean skilled work, just like hairdressing, fashion designing, plumbing, and the like. Some of these skills. So where we're coming from, in your home country, in my home country, sometimes you just give them little money to do it, but here it costs a lot. It costs a lot to make a hair like this. You can spend up to 50 to 100 pounds within that range. Somebody can be so kind to you and you pay 40 pounds, and you know what that is. If you are able to do it, you can add it as a side hustle for yourself. For instance, you're working in the banking sector. When there's no job you do in the UK that you literally do 7 days a week. There are always times for break. So during your break time, during your off days that you don't go to work, you can basically do two people's hair. And let's say at the end of the day you have £100. Let's say you charge them less, £50 for each. You get extra £100. Do you know how much that would be at the end of the month if you are doing it consistently? You're able to make cool cash from this. If I had known, I would have really gone to attach myself to a wonderful hairdresser, and I have a cousin that really does very wonderful hair. I would have just attached myself and really learned the nitty-gritty, learned everything. Here, maybe I would have been making lots of money making people's hair. Yeah, so that's one of those things I really wish I had known. For you, you may not know how to make hair, but maybe it's fashion designing. It costs a lot to make some of these native wears and wears in general. And if you can do it, there's many of these machines you get here. They make work easier than what you see back in your country. The second thing that I regret not knowing is how important learning how to drive was. I was blessed to be surrounded by drivers. Even one of my amazing brother, Casey, you may be watching this video. He knows how to drive. One of the reasons why you should learn how to drive before coming to the UK, perhaps you're watching this video from your home country, Nigeria, Ghana, India, or wherever you are, you're watching this video from there. It is one of the reasons why you should learn how to drive it, because one, is cheaper to learn. Two, the license is cheaper. Okay, let me explain to you what it now takes for me to learn how to drive. After arriving UK, I have to apply for a provisional driver's license. That was around, I can't remember, but it's about 25 to 30 pounds. Apply for that. Wait for that to come through. Then I had to prepare for the theory test. I had to purchase an app of £5 to prepare for the test. If you write the test, you pass once, you are lucky. You pass. If you fail once, you write the test again. Then after that, start learning how to drive. Currently, I'm paying £370 for 10 lessons on how to drive. But learning how to drive for where you are coming from will never cost you that. Sometimes some let's say for instance you're in Nigeria, some of these driving people, they can tell you 50,000 and they are going to teach you everything from beginning to the end. But here you are spending over 300. Some people even spend £1,000. If you are converting that, you know what that means to learn how to drive. There are many rules here and many insurance policies that will not allow people that know you to teach you how to drive. Let's say for instance I was in Africa. I may not even need a driving tutor to teach me how to drive. I can ask my father or somebody. You know what I mean? Like a family member can really teach you. But here there are many policies that even though it's your husband that knows how to drive, you will get a driving instructor. So it's just like a side you're observing from them. So it's don't ever negotiate that. If you are planning to come into the UK, if you're already in the UK, you're like me, there's nothing much you can do. You can start going through the process of getting your provisional driver's license, theory, then practice for your practical test, pass your practical test before you get your license and you begin to drive. But if you're back in your country, you don't know how to drive yet, don't make that mistake of just carrying yourself to move to UK, or you are going to US, or you're going to Canada without driving. Overseas, driving is not really luxury, most especially the city. It depends on the city you are living in. For instance, if you are relocating to London, there are many buses and everything, so it's easier to catch one bus. But if you are living in some city like mine, if you don't know how to drive, it can be very frustrating, because even before you get to the bus stop, you are going to trek and trek, and the bus stop to where they will literally not drop you in front of where you are going to. Will drop you in a place that you will still have to trek. You will have to do lots of walking and moving all around. And in summer, it's easy to trek, but now when it comes to winter, you are trekking and almost everything about you is it's freezing. It's easy to trek in summer, but when the cold comes during the winter, it's then you know that if I had known, I would have gotten a driver's license, because the cold is just going to welcome you. And just imagine you have kids too. And if you decide to resort to cab, you are going to spend a lot. You are going to spend up to 100 to 200 pounds for cab each month. If you decide to, okay, I'm going to go around with cab. That's me trying to minimize it. Some persons can even spend more than that if you're using cab for every of your trip. So that's why driving is not luxury here. It's something that is very essential. In essence of all this story I'm telling you, please, if you've not learned how to drive, try to learn before coming, and don't wait to get a license here. Get your international driver's license. With that, you'll be able to drive here, and with that, you'll be able to get a car. And when you get a car, it's easier to learn how to drive in your car. Okay, like the law permits somebody that is above 21 and somebody that has learned how to drive, that have a license in a similar car like yours, to teach you. So outside the driving instructor, somebody who is experienced can also put you through one or two things. So please, don't come to the UK without learning how to drive, and don't come to the UK without having that international driver's license. The third thing I would have wished someone have told me is managing your finance in the UK. The truth is that sometimes you come to the UK, for instance, you came on a work visa, or you came on a student visa, you came with scholarship. You find out that they will tell you, with your scholarship, I'm going to pay you £19,000 per annum. Or with a work visa, say you are a nurse working in the NHS band 5, your take home may be around £24,000 per annum. And just imagine you were back in your home country, you convert that money in your currency, and you feel, oh, I should be a billionaire by the end of the year. And you forget that in UK you pay rent every month. I'm still coming to that. You forget the expenses you have to make. Sometimes somebody said something that UK is programmed in a way that you make the money and they take it from you. You make the money, you pay house rent, you pay bills, you pay that. If you are not financially prudent, yeah, you may even run into debt. You may run into debt. That's one of those things I really wish somebody had told me, like about how to shop. You can buy a foodstuff worth £150 in one shop and buy the same thing in another shop for £80. The difference is just because of what? There are some shops that they are cheaper and they give you quality as well. Most of the things you see in shop, you won't find fake things in shop, because they have to pass through many of these, their checks and everything. So you have to be very wise in how you spend, even the shopping and everything. Some persons will just, because I need clothes. There's no all shop you should walk into. There are some shop you walk into, the trousers you buy there, about £100. You can still buy the same trousers somewhere else. And sometimes what most of us do, you wait for the sale season. When it's sale season, things are cheaper, or they are on splash sales. You can buy what you need. So these are some of the things I really wish somebody had told me, that, see, when you come to the UK, look for shops like Aldi. For a start, at least. Do you get? I really wish somebody had told me that. To keep this video short and simple, if you have any questions on it, I'm more than happy to make other videos to expatiate more on how to shop, on how to save money, things like that in the UK. Another thing I wish someone has told me is that UK is a credit society. What I mean by that is that it's literally thrives on credit. So, like, for instance, I had this mindset when I was coming. It's not just when I was coming, it has been my lifestyle. I hardly borrow. And if I want to even borrow, I just want to pay back. You know what that, like, you can literally not find me borrowing from you. That's been my mindset. I prefer to do things within your means. This is a very good mindset. But in the UK here, you have to understand that to survive in the UK, because at some point you want to get a house, you want to get car, you want to get all these things. If you don't have a credit history, no matter how rich you are, nobody is going to give you loan. Banks won't trust you with loan if you don't have a credit history. It's one of those things that I wish somebody had really broken down to me, because when I came, I didn't find it and I didn't know, like, I didn't see any need to start building credit score. Please, it's very essential in the UK, in the US, in Canada, anywhere, not your home country. Do you understand? And when you're moving abroad, be ready that if it's a credit society, you need to start learning how to build your credit, because you will need that one day. Okay, and this is how it works. You don't even need to incur any debt on yourself. If you have a credit card, for instance, and you use the credit card to shop and pay back, it starts increasing your credit history. So when you need a loan, they feel, oh, you are credit worthy, because they see that, oh, you've borrowed at this point, you've returned, you've borrowed at this point, you've returned. There's a way. Currently, I have a credit card, and there's a way I use it. Okay, and I never run into debt with it. So these are some of the necessary things I really felt. I knew. I didn't get to know. But my first year in the UK, I didn't even have a very good credit score. I did not even focus on building my credit score. I just felt, okay, if you could do savings, but getting a credit score is very important. This is part one of this series. I promise to make other series where I can extensively pour out my heart and to make it as detailed as possible. That's why I'm stopping here. I still have a lot of points to talk about, but I'm just going to stop here because I want to make it as detailed as possible. So watch out for other videos. I'm going to be doing some with my husband as well, so we can extensively tell you, because some persons have been asking, how is the life in UK? If you have been asking that type of question, you have to stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and watch out for others. You can turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when I make other videos. Watch out for other videos that we'll be making to guide you about life in the UK, some mistakes you should avoid, how to really save money, and how to maximize your stay in the UK. If you got value from this video, which I know you've done, please give it a thumbs up, like this video, share this video with your family and friends, and they will be happy you did. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more updates. See you in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.